What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the OG family. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Subscribe to my channel only if you want to. Look, my beautiful people, we got this 15 extremely rich people who live as poor people. You know what I'm saying? Look, let me know in the comments down below. If you acquire, you know what I'm saying, wealth, you got you know what I'm saying, some millions, over 20 million, something like that. Would you live poor, or would you upgrade your life, or do you not really care about money like that? You know, different people, you're entitled to your opinion, and it is what it is. I don't want to go too deep. I won't make people mad today, but look, let's get into this video, man. Let's get this video right here to like 5,000 likes. Hopefully everybody having a good day. Let's get it.
Some billionaires are incredibly frugal. Some are incredibly exuberant. No matter the person or personality, they're all subject to losing everything. From con artists who slime their way to the top just to see it collapse beneath their feet, to billionaires with remarkable poise and resistance to the allure of luxury. Here are 15 extremely rich people who live as poor.
The real philanthropists are the people that give his life for the people, not the money.
Yeah, explain this to me. Do tell. Let me in.
Chuck Feeney. When it comes to people with money, most of the uber rich and wealthy learned how to be diligent about theirs. In other words, they weren't stupid with it to a degree. Sure, they purchased everything they liked eventually, but most people didn't start like that and continue that trend well into their rich lives. Chuck Feeney should go down in history for many reasons, but his most impactful mark has to be his donations at the end of his life. His entire life, he worked. He was highly successful in his endeavors, even becoming a billionaire. But what does one do when they hit the peak of societal status? You dismantle it and give it away if you're Chuck Feeney. Yeah, his life shifted from making money to giving it away in his older age. As it stands today, he's donated more than $9 billion to international groups and charities. As successful as he was in building his career, he was equally successful in tearing it all down. The philanthropist made his fortune selling luxury duty-free goods to travelers across the world, all the while rejecting the trappings that wealth often lead to. He now lives in a 2-bedroom apartment in San Francisco with his wife, Helga. Sure, they're still living well, but they understood what they needed and gave away the rest. What an incredible example of a human being. Imagine what could happen should this example be followed. Now let's get...
That shit's crazy, bro. Like, he had all that money. Look, I'm just trying to understand, where the hell my money at? You know what I'm saying? Like, where the hell is my money at? Where is this money that he then gave away? I needed one of those $9 billion that he was giving away. Like, damn. Where was I? I missed the meeting.
Get ready for today's missing topic. Either this photo was of Heisenberg's operation, a rich but extraordinarily frugal person.
I know some people that live like that.
No idea how to spend their money. While there isn't much information about the photo, it's a strange...
Hey, that's how most dudes be out here living, yo.
juxtaposition.
Real
seeing
tough.
a $500,000 car besides that $10,000 trailer. And this is being generous. The trailer has broken windows and looks in a state of disarray, so it probably isn't lived in, at least when this photo was taken. What do you think's happening in this picture?
Gotta be an investor.
An area like this and leave it there. I know I wouldn't. Let us know how the photo makes you feel in the comments using #MissingTopic to ensure you're heard.
It's an investor, bro.
Did you know that if you smash the like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell, you're more likely to win the lottery? So what are you waiting for?
Yeah, what he said.
President Jimmy Carter. Throughout history, there have been many U.S. presidents to use their position of power to advance themselves personally and financially. When it comes to Jimmy Carter, he's the exception. Born and raised in the small town of Plains, Georgia, with a population at the time of about 1,000 people. It has a poverty rate of 40%. He came from humble beginnings. Despite his successful and well-loved presidency, Carter returned to his beloved home. If anyone is looking how to be a bit more modest, take some example from Jimmy Carter. Having a large house and power was never an aspect of his personality. Highly active in his community and helped raise the once small town of poverty, you can tell the character of a person by what they do outside of the limelight, for the sake of no one else but to help people. If we all thought a little bit more like this, the world may be a wildly different place. The Homeless Billionaire. It really begs the question of the importance of money when people like this turn up out the blue. How many billionaires are hiding under bridges? Ever heard of Nicholas Berggruen?
Yeah, that shit crazy.
It's about time to get a clue.
Like,
get me
what?
wrong, he started out as a trust fund baby, but his actions after that are more telling than what he was born with. Starting with $250,000, Nicholas helped flip struggling businesses around the UK, effectively building a $2.3 billion business in the process.
Well, damn.
Now, just because he's considered homeless doesn't mean he didn't live the high life. He was just never home to enjoy the properties he purchased. He was constantly traveling and known for his eclectic taste. Sure, he spent more money on hotels and travel plans than almost anyone else in the world, but still, his home lies dust-covered and abandoned. While he continues to purchase properties, he does so under the name of his business and turns them into for-profit organizations. To him, his many businesses are his home. By definition alone, he is homeless. He could quickly settle on some private island should he choose. Still, he just isn't about spending like that. He'd instead continue to build successful operations. And we can't blame him for his dedication.
That's crazy. That's saying a lot, man, because, shoot, man, like, you get billions. Like, what else do you do after you get billions? Do you just try to get trillions and stuff now? Like, become a trillionaire? That's even crazy to even think about. But, I mean, it's definitely possible. But damn. You know? What's next? What do y'all stop at? Like, 5 million, 10 million? Let me know in the comments down below.
Patricia Kleuges lost
100
fortune.
million.
Patricia Kleuges'
For me,
story
five.
is
Well,
something that
probably
you
a
might
billion
find
for me.
coming out of a Hollywood tale. What's worse than having no money? Having it and losing it. As many high-profile personalities did back then, billionaire Patricia Kleuges rolled her divorce all the way to the bank. She even started a successful, celebrated business with the proceeds, proving she had some business IQ of her own. Unfortunately, some choices made would result in her losing everything. Born in Iraq to an English father and an Iraqi-Scottish mother, she moved to England at 16 when her mother and father relocated for work. The 1960s was an age of free love, and a new breed of humans was emerging. John Kleuges, 35 years older than her, was the chairman of the Metro Media Company when the two married. Eventually, he sold the company for a whopping $4 billion to media mogul Rupert Murdoch, who would turn it into what is now the Fox TV network.
Oh, wow.
First, he stayed one of the richest men in America. The $1 billion she got in the breakup was the largest divorce settlement ever until that point.
Wow.
After the divorce, she took her billion and established a 23,500 square foot.
Bro, she got a whole billion for my guy. Like, a whole billion. That would hurt. That would hurt. Look, man, that'd hurt right there, buddy.
45-room estate in Charlottesville, Virginia in 1999. She and her third husband, William Moses, a former executive at IBM, held elaborate dinners and events that some felt were ridiculous and pretentious. Apparently, they were right. She burned through her money faster than anyone could have ever imagined. The humble president. Known as the world's poorest president, former Uruguayan President Jose Mujica refused to take a pension from the government when his term was over. He said his service was that to his country and people, not a way to put myself above them. When my time is done, it was my time to rejoin the masses and how they live. Do you ever think you would hear those words come out the mouth of any modern president? Probably not. The idea of today is to work hard for yourself and look after yourself. It's sad, really. When thinking of it this way, you can only imagine why it's so hard for the country to move forward. If it has at all. While known for being outspoken, especially during his time in office, he claims he was acting in the best interest of the country. When he resigned before his term ended in 2020, he released an apology letter to all colleagues and those offended by his openness in the presidency. Accepting his apology, Mujica goes down in history as one of the most humble in his lifetime.
Okay. That's crazy.
Mazi Damato. Money can make some people go crazy. Whether that is with purchases or actions is subjective to the person. After an accident left his $150,000 Ferrari totaled and him in jail, this billionaire who lost it all is reconsidering his purpose in life. Mazi Damato, 38 years old from Syria, grew up in Dubai and earned millions through web design, marketing, and property companies. Living a life of luxury, he would often cruise the busy streets of Dubai in his expensive Ferrari, much like many of the billionaires often do in the country. What do you get when you have too many rich people in one area who care little about anything but themselves? Well, something like this.
Right.
A 4-car Ferrari pileup that left 2 dead, one in the hospital, and Dumato's freedom on the line. Coming out alive has left him with a new sense of purpose to help those in need. He's donated nearly all of his fortune to charity since recovering and pledges to never lead that life again. If he ever comes into money, he'll not allow it to manipulate his decisions as it had for so long previously.
Wow. Hey, man, look, some things change for you, but look, when you out here riding your cars with your homies and stuff like that, y'all do have a chance. You got to be careful out here when you out here riding around, you know what I'm saying, showboating, showing off on your fast cars and stuff. Because they fast, man, but they crash, man. It's like over for you. Could be just like that. So you got to be responsible. But look, that wouldn't have made me stop all my goddamn money stuff. Like, you know, I got to have enough for me to be straight. I am going to give back, and my programs are going to be dope. I'm going to have the dopest program when I become a billionaire. Of any, I ever seen in y'all lives before. I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy.
Lottery winners giveaway win. These are the type of people that deserve to win the lottery. Frances Cannoli and her husband Patrick lived in a rented house in Mora when, on New Year's Day 2019, they won the Euro Millions jackpot worth 114.9 million euros, considered one of the highest payouts in its history. Since then, they've engaged in one of the largest lottery giveaways this planet has ever seen. Frances describes to me what they did. According to those close with the winners, the process went a little something like this. First, they drew up a list of more than 50 relations, including friends and family, and paid off their mortgages, fixed whatever needed fixing, and added a few upgrades. The couple then moved back home with their daughters. They bought a large bungalow with 5 acres outside the town and set about giving away the rest by permanently depositing it into charities. They took care of their friends, family, and loved ones, then passed on the money to those who needed it more. This is unheard of when it comes to the lottery winners, an excellent example to set going forward. I hope more acknowledge how beneficial this could be to everyone if they thought in such a manner. Wow. Percy Ross, thanks a million. Percy Ross loved giving away money to people who needed it. The late author of the Advice and Cash giveaway column, Thanks a Million, that aired from 1983 to 1999, and host of the companion radio show in the 90s, had a knack for helping people in need, delivering checks personally. He often gave away $200 to $300 to fix a leaky roof, replace a stolen artificial arm, or buy new lingerie for an elderly woman embarrassed to die in her worn-out underwear.
Oh, wow.
The listed are more notable giveaways throughout his life, but I assure you there are far too many to count. He freely handed a silver dollar to anybody who interviewed or photographed him. To those who wrote to him, he would often send one in the mail. To put this into perspective, it's like someone sending you anywhere from $15 to $20 just for reaching out and saying hello.
Damn.
He loved people and making people happy far more than he loved money.
That's what's up.
One day, his actions would inspire a generation of wealthy philanthropists to realize the power of good they could bring to the world. Money doesn't solve everything, but it sure could make things easier, at least in the world we live and breathe in today.
Hey, man, that's what's up. We need more people like that in the world, you feel me? Like, when you get your money, man, that don't change who you are. It's really going to open you up to who you truly could be or who you are going to be. Some people are just going to be nasty when they get there because that's always been their thought process, getting to that point. Some people got the goal, the mindset of like, you know what, when I get here and I'm able to do this, it's going to be up from here because I'm going to be able to do so much for other people. Because after you have all that money, bro, like, what else are you doing for yourself? You need to have something else to keep you grounded. And that's helping people. Real talk. Not with just money, with your time.
Allen Iverson's blown millions. During his career, Allen Iverson stocked up a nice little stash of cash to the tune of $200 million. Incredible, I know. Somehow, in the few years after his career ended, he managed to blow through all of it, to the point he was scraping change between couch cushions to afford a burger. To be fair to Iverson, over 60% of the NBA players blow through their money in retirement. At the same time, most of those players weren't superstars and one of the best to ever play their position, nor did they have $200 million to blow through. When asked about his spending habits, Allen's financial advisor said it was worse than bad. A typical monthly bill, according to reports, looked a little something like this: $10,000 for clothes, $10,000 for eating out, $10,000 on groceries, $1,000 on dry cleaning, and $126,000 on credit. Those numbers are just insane. How can one man own so many clothes?
Yo, my guy was going off, wasn't he? But hey, yo, he was getting so much money, he felt like that joint, it ain't gonna run out, bro. Not to AI, though. You feel me?
The truth is, Iverson prided himself
but he good
on
now.
taking care of the people in his crew. When money wasn't an issue, he took care of them without regard to his own financial situation.
That's what's
it's unfortunate that many of these crew members bailed on him when he was broke. Not all, but a few. His tale is almost tragic.
It is, but you know what? He up now. You know what I'm saying? That man got a whole bunch of money, yo. I'm telling you, he good.
Shaw McBride. See, when one person starts the trend, others pick up and do something similar. Shaw McBride, a $150 million lotto winner out of Georgia, has decided to give the rest away. It only takes one, and the many will follow. Everyone can learn from this humble human. He could have had it all, but rejected it and gave it to those who could use it to help others. We should see more stuff like this on the news, not jet ski racing squirrels.
Right.
The King of Good Times. Once hailed as the King of Good Times because of his extravagant lifestyle, the controversial and dethroned Indian tycoon Vijay Mallya has become embroiled in financial scandals since...
Man, look at his hair, though. Bro, I'm looking at this the whole time, bro. He got a bump. You know what Jones the girls be wearing? He got a bump. Wow.
2012, and he may finally topple from the weight. Billionaires can't relent their power once it's held. It's why the argument can be made that having money and losing it can be worse. There are good points on both sides. I'd say having money, using it wisely, and helping those in need would satiate both sides of the debate.
Yeah.
Accused of fleeing from India in 2016 for defaulting on more than $1 billion, a London court has now ruled in favor of extradition for trial. He currently faces charges of fraud in the UK and an investigation active in the US. If he's sent home from the UK and found guilty, all of his assets will be seized. He will remain in jail for untold years. We all know the rich don't go to jail the same way as most others do.
No, we don't.
Well,
they
one
don't.
of the most significant falls from grace the world has ever seen. For a man whose brands have achieved...
Man, they gonna go to jail. They gonna go to rich people jail. Like, they gonna be in there with a whole, like, TV, screen TV, all the food they want. They gonna get Uber Eats, all that stuff. I'm telling you. Or catered.
Recognition, and who had a political aspiration and hopes on the horizon, he messed it all up. He is perhaps best known for producing India's most popular beat, Kingfisher. That's not the problem. He also branched out into chemicals, publishing, even Bollywood. The man had a network of businesses in which he could essentially pay himself. Sounds lovely, save for the money struggling that could have been addressed with that amount of money instead of fancy dance parties.
It's crazy. He needed to get sued because his hair, bro. Like, that was already a strike against him. His hair, bro. It was bothering
Money
me.
has a tendency to tear loved ones and families apart. Depending on their views, it often does more damage than good. It's pretty sad when a family's avarice turns its own members against each other to the point it becomes a dog-eat-dog family relationship. They said blood is thicker than water. In that case, money must be sludge. For the Quinn family, native to Ireland, their greed runs deep, like something out of Game of Thrones. At one point, the family was listed as number 421 in 2010 Forbes' wealthiest people, reputedly having a net worth of around $2.3 billion. The Quinn family's rise into wealth was nothing short of a genuine rags to riches story. At just 14 years old, Quinn started his own farm business. The company grew, and Quinn expanded into other building materials and plastics, glass, insurance, property development, and hotels. You know how that industry went around the time of his prime. At his peak, Sean was the wealthiest man in Ireland and the 12th richest person in the United Kingdom.
Damn.
2 years after Forbes praised him for his rise to wealth, he found himself bankrupt and in the legal hot seat to boot.
Wow.
He even spent Christmas in jail for contempt of court charges.
What? Look, man. Oh, man. Like, that's crazy, man. You be having all this money. Like, more money, more problems. I'm telling you. As soon as you start getting more money, bro, more problems. You got to learn how to, when you start getting money, you got to learn how to manage that money. I'm telling you, that's important, man. Your ass be in jail.
Carlos Slim, the richest man in Mexico and 25th globally, is worth $43 billion.
$43
He's
billion?
lived in the same house for more than 40 years. He's not in any hurry to upgrade. The now 80-year-old Mexican billionaire controls América Móvil, the largest mobile phone operator in Latin America, and holds stakes in many publicly traded companies, including the New York Times. With that being said, the amount of money you usually have directly reflects your reach. Slim had tendrils across the globe. In 2016, after Trump was elected president of the U.S., Slim lost nearly 9% of his fortune in one fell swoop. But I don't think he was missing any meals.
Right. Like, bro, he ain't, like, why is he even on this list, bro? Why is he on this list? Like, that's insane to me. He still got over fucking 30 billion after that.
Warren Buffett, Warren Buffett, also known as the Oracle of Omaha, is the legendary CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. There's much more to this American businessman and investor than just his company and job. Despite his roughly $74 billion net worth, the reported second wealthiest man in the world enjoys a simple life with philanthropic ideas. Just to give you some examples, he's lived in the same home he constructed in 1958. Granted, it's a few $1,000,000. Still, many billionaires would have upgraded or had other houses to escape.
See that thing he was living in with all that money? But look, man, look. Everybody got their own taste, their own style. You feel comfortable, it is what it is, man.
To in the least, if you want to live like Buffett, consider buying less home than you can afford. Instead of paying pricey mortgage payments, you'll be able to put more of your money towards savings, retirement, or vacations. Something that will make you happier more often. Is the giant house with the giant payment really worth it? That's up to you to decide. Ingvar Kamprad. It's been argued that more people read the IKEA manual than there are people who read the Bible. Whether that is true or not, a whole lot of people pore over IKEA pages, and that's not mentioning the store experience. Ingvar Kamprad started a revolution in the furniture industry. Despite this fact, he's one of the most frugal billionaires in the world. He won't even fly first class. We're talking about a man who could own a fleet of aircraft and fly in luxury, refuses to partake, shows how resistant he is to the life of luxury and infinite money. Because in truth, the money of today could quickly become worth nothing if the tables are turned just right. While there's undoubtedly a crowd of money-hungry youth posting on social media all about their exes, other billionaires lead by example. No matter the story, it's safe to say that no one is safe from being broke and possibly at a moment's notice. Even the world's most influential and wealthy people are still just people, subject to mistake and corruption like the rest of us. It's vital to remember these humble beginnings and how easy success can be lost if you aren't careful along the journey. It's easy to get lost in the excess money that can produce today. If you enjoyed the video, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, that's crazy though. You know, like this money right here, it can go, bro. Like I tell you like this. The value of the American dollar is going down so much, man, and we don't know where it's going to be in the future. That's why a lot of people are investing in different things like cryptos and everything else. But I'm telling y'all, like for sure, I'm telling y'all this, man. Invest your money. Get some money that you could be sitting on. I advise to get crypto and invest in stocks, forex, whatever you want to do. You know, get some money stashed away because them 401ks ain't gonna get it. We're moving into times, some real weird times, and your retirement money shouldn't look like $100,000, $200,000. You should have a couple $1 million in your retirement. Now, some of y'all, you know, y'all want to retire at like 50, 60. Some people want to work until the day they die, but I'm just saying for something that you can have, you know, sitting back just in case you lose your job or something like that, just in case the job market is down for like 20 years. You don't know what's going to happen in the future. You should be worried. If you're not like, at least if you don't have if you're my age and you don't have like, you know, a couple 100,000 maybe, or I mean, you can get there in a matter of months. You just got to do the right things so you can do it legally, you know. But that's when I'm be dropping my Patreon for y'all, so y'all to make some bread, you know. But look, I see you in the next video, man. Like I always say, spread love because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. See you in the next video. I'm out though. Bye.